wanna stay. From the moment that we met, you were worth the wait. Oh, this could be the best thing